Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. During this episode, I'm talking about who the Colts' Week 1 starting quarterback is, Eagles making another trade adding depth to their wide receiver room, wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. still wants to play, and who can use his help at the receiver room. And of course, all NFL news according to articles from NFL.com and statistics are from ProFootballReference.com or ProBasketballReference.com. Now, starting off with Indianapolis Colts, they named their starting quarterback for Week 1, and it is Daniel Jones. To me, I'd say this is a surprise. He has only been in the league for 6 years. He was the quarterback for the Giants, and the team wasn't that good. The only winning record Jones has had with New York was in 2022 when he went 9-6-1. And in his career, these stats are from the Giants days. He attempted 2,241 passes, completed 1,437 of them, for 14,582 yards and 70 touchdowns, along with 47 interceptions. Jones is not a runner, and I think Anthony Richardson should be starting for the Colts because with players leaving the offensive line to the Vikings, you need a quarterback who can run and get away from pressure. Jones is a pocket passer, while Richardson is a mobile quarterback but can sit in the pocket. But that's not the only news for the Indianapolis Colts. They even made a move on defense. Cornerback Xavier Howard is signing with the Colts. This offseason, the Colts have been improving their defense. I think they low-key can be one of the better defenses, but when their offense isn't that great and the defense is consistently and constantly on the field, it doesn't help the defense. Indy lost 2 of their offensive linemen to the Vikings, so they will need all the help they can get. They signed Cam Bynum this offseason, and now Howard, defensive players. In his career, Howard has played 100 games in his 8-year career. He has 29 interceptions for 254 yards. I think that's actually a lot of yards for 29 interceptions. Solo tackles are 258 with 73 assisted tackles. He brings experience to this defense. The bad news, as I mentioned, is I think their offense isn't that great. And the good news is they are helping their defense. Now, enough of the Colts. Let's move on to a different team. The Super Bowl champions. Once again, the Eagles made a trade, and it's with, you guessed it, the Houston Texans. Philly will get wide receiver John Mechie III and a 2026 6th-round pick from the Texans, while Houston will get tight end Harrison Bryant and a 2026 5th-round pick. For the Eagles, they are just building their wide receiver room and making it deep. Now let's talk about the Texans. Then for the Texans, I think this can go either way, but it's smart because you trade away your left tackle earlier, and who's going to protect C.J. Stroud? With this trade, they can go 2 tight ends, Harrison Bryant on one side, Dalton Schultz on the other side, and they can help the left tackle block and in their run game, and should be dominant, which should open up their pass game. And when they do have a pass play, they can have the tight end sit there and block or even do a little chip block and then go out for a route. And then even if defenses know this is coming, can the Texans execute it or not will be the question. Now moving on to the Arizona Cardinals. Defensive lineman Calais Campbell says this is his last season, according to NFL.com. He has been in the league a while and is 39 years old. In his 17-year career, he has had 651 solo tackles and 266 assisted tackles and 187 tackles for loss. It's quite a bit for loss. Means he got in the backfield pretty good. Or a lot. He's had 266 quarterback hits and 110 half sacks. Shows you can get to the quarterback and be a defensive tackle. That's good. Did you know he even has had 3 interceptions? Staying on the defensive side of the ball. This one, I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel because this team I'm also a fan of. Kyle Duggar, safety of the New England Patriots, has been demoted to second team. And he hasn't been in the league that long and is young. So he could possibly bounce back unless he just got straight beat out. Last season, he had 55 solo tackles and 26 assisted, along with 10 quarterback hits. Now, to me, safeties hitting the quarterback are rare. And last season, Duggar signed a 4-year, $58 million contract. Speaking of contracts, let's move over to another team, but this time on the offensive side of the ball, but in the same division, are the Buffalo Bills. Bills running back James Cook and the team reached a 4-year, $48 million extension. It will be Cook's 4th year in the league, and according to ProFootballReference.com, he reached 1,000 yards the last 2 seasons. Last season, he rushed for 1,090 yards, barely making it past 1,000, but he made it, off of 207 attempts and 16 touchdowns. He was targeted 38 times in the pass game, and he got 32 of those passes for 258 yards and 2 touchdowns. Let's say Cook earned this extension and earned it early and quickly. Can we say James is cooking? Now, let's get in this. Wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. He still plans on playing football, and this is, of course, according to an article from NFL.com. Fun fact, in case you didn't know, I did not know this. He won a Super Bowl ring, and it was with the Rams. I'm trying to go back in my memory to see if I can remember that. I might. It's been a while. And not only did he win the Super Bowl ring with the Rams, he didn't even play the whole game. According to the article, he caught the opening touchdown pass of the game before injuring himself, tearing his ACL. And of course, in case you didn't know this, for all the younger folks or older folks or people that don't pay attention to sports, OBJ is well known for his miraculous one-hand catch. In his career, he has 575 catches for 7,987 yards and 59 touchdowns. And he was targeted 962 times. Here are 8 teams who could use receiver help from OBJ. What teams do you think would benefit having him? Now, I don't think he would be the number 1 receiver. He is still young, only playing 10 years so far. He would be the number 2 receiver or even a 3rd option. One option could be the Vikings as the number 3 receiver. Then a second team is the Bears, where he could replace Keenan Allen as the number 2 receiver. Also, what about the Eagles to compete with Jahan Dotson for the 3rd spot? I could even see him with the Broncos because they don't have household names at receiver. So he could take over Marvin Mims Jr.'s 2 spot or even become the 3 spot behind Sutton and Marvin Mims. Unless he wants to play with rookie Cam Ward and compete with number 3 receiver Van Jefferson for the Titans. Another team is the Browns could use him. They do have Jerry Jeudy, and OBJ could fight for the receiver 2 spot, and Tillman could be bumped to the 3, or vice versa. Could he go to the Buffalo Bills and take Joshua Palmer's spot at the 3? As I said, I'm a New England fan, and we could use a veteran receiver alongside veteran Diggs with the young guys. I do like receiver Jalen Polk if he can step up, and OBJ can help mentor those receivers. What team do you think he would mesh with? The Vikings, Bears, Eagles, Broncos, Titans, Browns, Bills, or Patriots? While editing this, I narrow the teams he should join that I think make sense to the Vikings. Broncos, Bills, Patriots, and maybe the Browns. Now heading over to the defensive side of the ball. Matthew Judon is signing with the Dolphins, and his contract is up to $6 million. He has 278 solo tackles, 134 assisted, 94 tackles for loss, 174 quarterback hits, and 72 sacks in his 9-year career. Judon is a football player, and as he is good at the game, and the Dolphins just added to their defense. ESPN has him listed 4th on the depth chart, but I can see him in the rotation or even second team if not starting. I think he is someone who can make a difference. Moving into a completely different sport, into baseball. The Angels are 4th place in their division, not good out of 5 teams. There's 37 games left in the season, and they can still make the playoffs, but need help and also need to take care of business. They currently have a record of 60-65. The last season they won 63 games. They can easily pass that win total this year. My next question is, even if they don't make the playoffs, can they at least end on a positive note with a winning record? Lastly, in basketball, point guard John Wall announces his retirement from the NBA. In his 11-year career, he has played 647 games. He's averaged 18.7 points per game, 8.9 assists, and a .776 free throw percentage. He is and was a speedy guy that can get to the bucket by attacking the paint. I think he should have still played, as he has only played 11 years and sat out 2 separate years for a total of 13. What do you think? Thank you for listening to the Corbin Report. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Want to hear me talk about other sports news? Comment and let me know. Talk to you soon, everyone. Bye.